Perhaps you're wondering why a 68-year-old woman has nothing better to do than to make snippets and tell stories and do all the things all day. Okay, I do other things all day too. Let's be honest there. I work out, I eat healthy, spend time with my grandkids. But you know, those things are good. Those things are really good, but I need purpose. And I've discovered my purpose. I've discovered who it is I'm talking to on these videos. I want to wake up the people who are just drifting through our political landscape right now. I want to wake them up. I want to shake them and say, people, there's shit going on. Okay, I'm going to leave it in. Going to leave in that. I want to wake up my friends, my family, my casual acquaintances, and complete strangers as to what is happening in our country. I also want to inspire the rest of you, the others that are awake and doing the work and getting up every day and putting one foot in front of the other and trying to affect change in a pretty difficult situation. I am blooming where I'm planted, using what I have to try to make a difference in whatever way I can. You know, Grandpa's family has always said that their family crest is an ostrich with its head in the sand. And I have to say that's been pretty true for Grandpa and for me, because, you know, we do not like conflict. We do not like confrontation. We have very strong feelings about things, but we don't want to get in people's face. I have decided that, in spite of that, nothing gets better if you look away. Nothing gets better if you keep your head in the sand. So, my head is out of the sand, and it's looking right at you. It is time to put principles before political parties. I recently saw a meme that said, I haven't lost friends to politics, I've lost friends over morals. And that is so true. I have very strong morals and very strong principles. And I am shocked, I tell you, shocked to see what's happening with some folks, that they can just look away. You know, it's Sunday. Let's talk Jesus. If you're a follower of Jesus, you should be absolutely appalled at the way people are being treated in this country. The poor, the hungry, the meek, all the things. Where is our due process? I don't know. It's a right that we have through our government. We have a right to due process. Where's that? You know, the stranger, the foreigner in a strange land, the ones that are getting picked up and put in ICE with no due process. Okay, sorry. I just don't think Jesus would have done that. Or that people who truly follow Jesus believe that we are headed in a good direction as a country, as a government, okay? I just don't. The more I read or listen or watch about what's happening in our country, the more frightened I am. This is a scary time. It's also energized me to stand up, speak out, take some risks, because I have no other choice. It's not how I was raised. I was raised to stand up, to make a difference, to lend a hand to those who needed it. My dad used to always say, you know, charity is the rent we pay for being alive. He just always felt that we've been so lucky, my family. Oh my God, we've been lucky. We have had our problems, but we've been lucky in terms of material goods and monetary wealth and education and all the opportunities. And we have a responsibility to make sure everybody, 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 gets a piece of the pie. Okay, it isn't pie. It isn't pie. There's enough. It's not like we're slicing the pie smaller. Everybody gets to have, should get to have what I have, regardless of their color, their country of origin, honestly, because their immigration status. Anyway, I'll tell you one thing that I'm taking back, is the American flag. Okay? You know that I have my new shirt on, Overly Polite Agitator. That comes from an article in the Spokesman Review in Spokane, Washington, some time ago, 3 weeks ago, let's say, reporting about the Tesla protests there in town. And the first sentence talked about a group of overly polite agitators. Okay, that's me. I'm a little overly polite, and I do want to agitate. You know, this is my new shirt. I can wear this one because I don't feel it's disrespectful. I feel that it pretty much sums it up in a good way what I am. And you could be, man, you could be a Republican, you could be a Democrat, you could be a lover of Trump, you could be a lover of Biden, you could be a lover of anybody who's not either one of those two people, and you could be overly polite, and you could agitate about it. So that's why I'm wearing this today. Okay, so I grew up on Cherry Street in Port Angeles, Washington. And I got to tell you, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Flag Day, every single house on that street was flying the American flag with pride. It didn't matter who you voted for. It didn't matter. You didn't even know necessarily who your neighbors voted for. I think I know who my neighbors voted for. But it was more a sign of our solidarity and our respect and our love of country. Somehow along the way, I lost my affinity for the American flag. Now, you know, I graduated high school just at the very end of the Vietnam War, just after Watergate. I got to tell you, I was disillusioned. I moved to the big city and a lot of folks in my hometown and really everywhere sported those buttons or banners or bumper stickers that said, "My country, love it or leave it." Like there was no in between, you know. Okay, I love my country, but I am critical of some of the things that are going on, and I'm critical of things that have gone on. And guess what? I get to do that. It is my right as an American citizen. It's the first thing. The First Amendment says I have the right of free speech. I get to disagree. I get to disagree with you. I'd like to think that I was going to be overly polite when I did it, but I might not be. Really working on that. I get the green light to go ahead and question what I think and what I believe. You know, it's kind of like a marriage. Grandpa and I have been together for almost 50 years, 50 years this summer. We met when we were 18, started dating when we were 18. Honest to God, you know, it's true love, still is. Do I like him all the time? Do I agree with him all the time? Oh, no. There are several positions. You know, do you put the tines of the forks up or down in the dishwasher? Do you really have to run the dishwasher every night, even if it's not full? Did Chuck Schumer make a good decision around the CW, that's a TV show, the CR? We disagree. We disagree a lot on a lot of things. Do we still love each other? Yeah, I'm not leaving that guy. Oh my God, it put 50 years. That's what he always says. Why would we ever split up now? Who has the energy to go find somebody new and work through all those disagreements and those moments of dislike? No, not happening. I love my country, but I don't agree with what's happening. I'm a person solidly in the pro-democracy camp. And honest to God, I think you should be too. If you're not pro-democracy, what are you? Somehow, we've got to get past some of these little things. Okay, they're not little things, but some of these cultural differences and such, and take a step back to look at what's happening. My God. Oh my God. There's a lot you can do. You can stand up. You can be courageous. You can take risks. As I've said before, courage is contagious. It's contagious. It's like that whole person who stands up. Did I tell you about the guy who almost died at the restaurant? Oh my gosh. Jeff and I were out for dinner a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy sitting next to us with his wife, and all of a sudden the wife jumps up and goes, oh my God, Jim, let's say, Jim, wake up. And he's just slumped over there. Well, seconds turned to minutes, and she can't get him to wake up. And I finally stood up. Everybody's just sitting there looking around like, oh God, what do we do? I stood up and said, is there any medical professional in this room? Is there anybody who can help? No, there wasn't. But we called 911. The people came. I got up. I did what I could. They were right next to us. I was not the only one, but in a dining area of about 50 people. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to be the one standing up and yelling. Politely, for now. I am doing this not just for my side. I'm doing this for everybody. I'm doing it for the MAGA people. I'm speaking up for the people who didn't vote. Because you folks, if you're out there, if you've listened this far, God love you, you get to have the same things I do. We all have a right to a life of liberty and the pursuit of happiness. We all get that. Okay, it's Sunday. You've been to church. Hang in there.